The scene depicts a city in ruins, symbolizing the devastating impact of conflict. Collapsed buildings and scattered debris underscore the extensive scale of destruction. Snow silently falls, blanketing the ruins and adding to the somber atmosphere. The pale light of dawn illuminates the scene, casting long shadows and enhancing the sense of desolation. The absence of life and activity emphasizes the completeness of the destruction. The scene serves as a visual representation of the consequences of conflict and devastation. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a significant geopolitical shift. The annexation of Crimea in 2014 heightened regional tensions and altered established borders. The Donbass conflict in 2014 further escalated geopolitical instability in Eastern Europe. The full-scale invasion in 2022 represents a major escalation of long-standing tensions. Ukraine's geographical location is strategically significant in Eastern Europe. The conflict's context is shaped by Ukraine's relationship with NATO and Russia's security interests. Geopolitical tensions arise from the intersection of NATO expansion and Russian territorial concerns. The region's stability is influenced by the balance of power between Russia and Western alliances. Bombings result in immediate and direct impacts on civilian populations. The human cost of bombings includes widespread suffering and displacement. Civilians often seek shelter in the immediate aftermath of bombings. The psychological impact of bombings can be severe and long-lasting. Bombings disrupt essential services and infrastructure, exacerbating the crisis. International aid organizations provide critical support to affected populations. The empty marketplace symbolizes the disruption of supply chains. War causes a breakdown of normal economic activity. The absence of trade signifies a collapse in distribution networks. Essential goods become scarce due to conflict and instability. The empty marketplace represents the breakdown of normal life. Economic activity halts as resources are diverted to war efforts. Mass displacement occurs when conflict forces large populations to seek refuge. Humanitarian crises arise from conflicts, leading to mass movements of people seeking safety. Refugee camps provide temporary shelter for those fleeing conflict zones. The scale of refugee displacement highlights the urgent need for international aid and support. The movement of refugees is a direct consequence of instability and violence in their homelands. Ukraine's grain exports are critical to global food security. Blockage of Ukrainian grain exports leads to food shortages in Africa. Global food systems are interconnected, making them vulnerable to regional conflicts. Food shortages in Africa result in increased hunger and malnutrition. The conflict in Ukraine has far-reaching consequences on global food availability. Disruptions to grain exports exacerbate existing food security challenges in vulnerable regions. The energy crisis in Europe is exacerbated by gas supply disruptions. Russia's gas cutoff has contributed to energy insecurity in several nations. Elderly populations are particularly vulnerable during winter due to rising energy costs. Energy insecurity leads to increased financial strain on vulnerable households. The crisis highlights the interconnectedness of global energy markets and geopolitical events. Diversification of energy sources is crucial for mitigating future energy crises. Societal divisions can arise from differences in language and identity. Internal societal fractures can be exploited and worsened by conflict. These divisions act as a time bomb, posing a threat to social stability. Exploitation of societal fractures can lead to widespread instability and conflict. The silence within the UN chamber symbolizes the current international order's limitations in conflict prevention. Ineffective conflict resolution underscores the urgent need for international order reform. The UN's structural weaknesses hinder its ability to mediate and resolve global disputes effectively. Reform is essential to enhance the UN's capacity for proactive conflict resolution and peacekeeping. Citizens march to express the desire for diplomacy and an end to hostilities. The march illustrates public sentiment against war and violence. Advocating for peaceful resolutions reflects a commitment to non-violent conflict resolution. The demonstration highlights the importance of dialogue and negotiation in international relations. Diverse individuals from various global cities represent humanity. The collective gaze symbolizes a unified human perspective. Shared responsibility for the future is emphasized through collective representation. Humanity's diversity underscores the importance of global collaboration. A unified vision is essential for addressing global challenges. Humanity faces a choice between diverging paths. One path leads to closed nationalism and the logic of force. The alternative path leads to open cooperation and coexistence. These paths symbolize the choices facing humanity's future. The act of releasing a paper airplane symbolizes hope. The paper airplane represents the potential for a better future. Ruins serve as a stark contrast to the aspirations of a brighter tomorrow. Even amidst destruction, the possibility of renewal and growth exists. The fading sound of bombing signifies a transition from conflict to peace. The child's action embodies resilience and forward thinking in the face of adversity. A paper airplane symbolizes global connection and shared aspirations. The paper airplane represents a message of peace delivered across borders. Children from different cultures receiving the paper airplane embodies universal dreams. The flight of the paper airplane signifies unity and a collective vision for a harmonious world. The Earth gradually emerges into view, bathed in increasing light. This symbolizes the potential for renewal and a peaceful future. Humanity's choice to cooperate is essential for realizing this future. Cooperation can lead to a brighter and more sustainable future for all.